What is going on, y'all? How is everybody doing? Look, I was gonna come in here and do an Aretha Franklin reaction to that funeral, but that shit was so damn long. Like, no shade to Aretha. I'm glad she went out in style or whatever, but like, did you have like 10 hours long for a funeral? I mean, I still haven't watched all the performances. I watched a bit in the pieces of Fantasia, Jennifer, Ariana, Chaka Khan, and what I seen of that was pretty good. Anyways, I said that I was gonna add some new content to the lineup, so I've decided to add Iyanla, and I'm glad I did because I have been watching Iyanla for a long time, but I had stopped. There was one episode I can't remember. Oh, I think it was the Hazel E episode, and I was just like, okay, it's kind of starting to feel like maybe Iyanla is trying to work in the reality TV field, and I was like, okay, let me watch it and let me see what's going on. And I have finally sat down and actually watched the Hazel E Iyanla thing, and I was like, okay, let me go watch some more. So I watched some more, and I wound up watching this one tonight, which was really good. A lot of things that I can relate to, and on top of that, it has Charrisse from Housewives of Potomac, and the other lady's name is Veronika. But we're gonna unpack some things, get in here and talk about some deep stuff. So sit down, pour you a drink, get you some popcorn, do what you will. So the episode starts off with Iyanla sitting down with Charrisse. And Charrisse, Iyanla asked the people, what are you here for, or why are you here? And so Iyanla asks her, what attracted you to him? And she says it was his charm and how he lost interest. And Iyanla asks, why did you stay? And Charrisse says, I didn't believe in divorce, and I still don't, but the situation kind of occurred, and here I am. Iyanla tells Charrisse that she's smart. See, this is why I fuck with. This is why I love Iyanla. Iyanla says, you seem like a smart, intelligent, very, sophisticated woman, or whatever she said. But what's coming out of your mouth right now is bullshit. And I had to sit back. At that point in time, Iyanla had my full attention because I said she's finna give it to her, and Charrisse is finna have a breakthrough. Because I will say, Charrisse came ready to pour out her feelings, and she was ready for a breakthrough when she came here. And I was like, yes, Charrisse, this is how you come on Iyanla. Then Charrisse goes on to say that she feels embarrassed. Iyanla told her, you made a lot of excuses to stay with him. And Charrisse was very, yes, I did, and all this kind of stuff. Then Iyanla said something that was very so deep to me, and she told Charrisse, she said, I want you to find the part of you. There's a part of you in him that still wants him. And she said, I want you to reach down deep inside, and I want you to find her. And Charrisse says, that's my heart. And Iyanla says, you need to work with her because she will sabotage you, because that woman, that she still wants him. And I was just like, wow. Like, going through my own breakup a couple months ago or whatever, that is true. We do hold there's always maybe the exterior of us is like, yeah, I'm over him or whatever, but there's always a piece of us somewhere deep down inside that's like, damn, I want him back. I would take him back if he really came back. And that was deep to me, and I appreciate that. So the Veronika lady, Iyanla, gives Charrisse a project. And so Veronika, she sits down with Veronika, and Veronika says she feels like her life is falling apart since her divorce. I will say Veronika seems a little bit more guarded with her feelings. That's what I was getting from her at the beginning of this episode. I wasn't getting the fact that she was more open to it as like Charrisse was. I don't know if she's been through it as deep as Charrisse was, but we're gonna get into that as well. Veronika goes on to say that she feels embarrassed because this man's mistress had made an Instagram page, tagged her, tagged the kids, and his colleagues know about it as well. And then she goes on to say that this mistress had spent the holidays at their house while she was there. Yeah, that's what she said. Then she said something else Iyanla told her. She said that I've lived this. I keep living this over. And Iyanla said, you haven't lived in this at all. I was like, what? So, Iyanla asked, this is what I also love about Iyanla. Iyanla gets to the background of the root of the cause of the problem. So Iyanla asks, what about your mom? And then Veronika goes on to say that, yeah, my mom stayed with, how many times did your dad cheat on your mom? And Veronika said yes. And so then we find out that her mom kind of set the demographic for her. And then it was a really deep episode because we get to find out that Charrisse also. So we'll get into that as well. That was really deep. Then Iyanla goes on to tell Veronika, you have to change this so your kids don't go through it, because your mom set the demographic for you to allow it. You have to change this demographic so your kids won't set it up. Then we go on to find out that she has 3 boys, and Iyanla says they're going to be fathers. They're going to grow up and be husbands someday, so you need to change this. Then Iyanla asks her, why didn't you give your sons to their father? Veronika says, I would die first. And then Iyanla asked her why, and she said, I don't want them. I don't like the way he is because of who he is, or something like that, she said. And Iyanla asked her, you don't like the way he treats you. Is it because the way he treats you or the way he treats the kids? And what basically Iyanla was trying to say, you don't want him to be with those kids because your anger is with him. But don't keep him away from those kids. And a lot of women do that. They get upset with the father of their kids, and they get so mad that they just distance the kids from themselves. And then your kids grow up broken, and then you create a whole nother issue. So I was glad Iyanla had told her that. That was deep. But in Veronika's case, Iyanla said that Veronika doesn't want her kids to grow up and turn out like her. That was a deep moment as well. This whole episode was deep. So Iyanla goes in and comes back from commercial break. Iyanla goes on and checks on Charrisse. Charrisse says, I haven't been thinking about it. And Iyanla says, oh, you've been thinking about it. You just haven't been feeling it. Y'all, when I tell you that, I got teary-eyed when she said that, because that is so damn true. A lot of times we think about things and we push things so deep down inside. We start thinking about it, we overthink about it, but we don't really feel it. We don't really go through it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, wow, that's why I always ask my friends, how do you feel? So they can express to me how they feel, so they can go through the situation. Don't push your feelings down. Then Iyanla asked Charrisse, what have you been focused on? Your experience or your identity? Wow. And Charrisse answered her and said, I've been focused on my experience. And basically what that means is Charrisse has been focused on, you know, the hurt, the pain, the experience of her divorce and all these things going on, instead of the identity of actually facing it and going through it and dealing with it, like I just said. So then she goes in and she checks on Veronika. To me, Veronika was trying to give off this image as the divorce wasn't really affecting her, or she didn't really want to say how much it was hurting her. Like, she barely cried. She wasn't really emotional about it, and I just feel like maybe she's not a crier, I don't know, but I was getting kind of like a I'm here to do this for TV vibe. I don't know from her. I don't know of her, so I can't say that. It just seemed like that Charrisse came here to actually work things out. To me, that's what I got from that. Then we found out that Charisse's mom also stayed in a toxic relationship as well. Then we see her mom set a demonstration for her, which is why she's probably going through something right now, because the cycle was not broken in that family. This is what I like about Iyanla. Iyanla always tells people, she asks the background and then she says, okay, you see the cycle here? You have to break it. That's what I like. A lot of times in black families, we have these cycles of bad patterns, and it's just kind of like we just sweep stuff under the rug, which is not healthy at all. We go through life and think, you know, we can't sweep stuff under the rug. You got to go through it. You got to deal with it. No matter how hard it is, you got to work through it. Even if you got to work through it alone, you got to get through it. So, denial and avoidance is what Charrisse said was keeping her stuck. That was the theme of this episode, was being stuck, which I love, and we're going to talk about being stuck. Veronika says her stuck. She used the word, but she basically said that keeping her stuck, she works to keep her mind off of things instead of actually dealing with them, so she won't have to face it. And that is me. Y'all have heard me say that in previous videos. That is me. I will go through things. I'll deal with it, but I will work so I can forget about it, which is not healthy. That's not healthy at all. You gotta work through things, because if not, you push it down and it creates a worse situation. It gets built up inside, and one day it comes out and it's not so pretty. Then Iyanla asked them. Well, she asked Charrisse first. She said, "Do you feel like you sold your soul?" And Charrisse says yes. And she asked Veronika, and Veronika said yes too. And Iyanla says, yes, you sold your soul for materialistic things, vacations, purses and bags and hairs and stuff like that. And that is so true. Then where was I going? Stuck. Okay, so stuck. Iyanla comes downstairs with these rollers in her hair, and she comes down acting chaotic, and you know, she's like, oh, I'm sorry about this, you know, my hair, my closet door got stuck and all this kind of stuff. She's chaotic. She has on her pajamas. Keep that thought. So she asked Charrisse, what did she learn? And Charrisse goes on to say that her father used to work a lot. He would come home and tuck her into bed, but she never really got the love from her father that she needed as a young girl. So she yearned the love from her father. So as an adult female, she looked for that in men. So she's afraid to be lonely, which she says later in the episode. So because of the love she didn't get from her father, she was looking for that love from someone else. In other men as an adult. She didn't get the love she wanted from her father as a young girl. So when she got older, she was willing to put up with that from that husband because she hadn't got the love that she needed from the father. That's deep. That is deep. That is true. A lot of times we have holes in our hearts, and you know, we look for love in the wrong places. So we think, okay, we didn't get this, I haven't witnessed this, I haven't been through this, so maybe this is how it's supposed to be, when it's not. It's really not. Then Veronika says her dad wasted his life. Then she says trying to get away from what her dad caused, she ran away from what her dad was. This was so deep to me. You know what? Veronika was telling Iyanla what she wanted to hear, which was good. Iyanla said she was running away from what her father was, but in all actuality, she still ran into it. This episode was powerful. She was trying to run away from who her father was. She says that her dad was like a angry man, so she was so busy trying to stay away from that energy, she ran into it anyways. That's deep. Then remember I told y'all to keep in mind that Iyanla had these curlers in her hair, these pajamas. Then Iyanla tells them this is what stuck looks like. And she says that you can put a wig on it, you can put makeup on it, you can put lashes on it, you can put a nice dress on it. But if your energy is still stuck, all that stuff means nothing. You have to work on what's in you if it's stuck. And then she goes on to tell them, I love when she says at the end of the episode, I gotta bring this up now though. She says, you women are not stuck. Your energy. So Veronika says she doesn't want to lose her children. So she asked them what they're afraid of. And Veronika says, I'm afraid of losing custody to my husband. I don't want my children to go with him. Then Iyanla says, what if you do lose them? Then what? Iyanla told her to do this practice, and she says, I want you to surrender. And while she's talking to her, she tells her these things to surrender. She says, I want you to surrender. So, what is going on with these notes? Veronika says she will surrender if her husband gets custody of the kids. And she's saying, you know, that Iyanla was basically telling her, so what if the kids going with their father is the better situation? He's the man, maybe he can teach them something that you can't, is basically what Iyanla was trying to tell her. So that basically was the end of the episode. I love that Iyanla gives these people the tools that they need to work on and get through their situations in life. Then they flash to the end of the episode, you know, where they say who did what or whatever. And it says that Veronika had, you know, took what Iyanla said and she's pushing through and she doesn't need her husband anymore. What was surprising to me is it said that Charrisse didn't take Iyanla's advice and she's walking her own path. Whatever that meant, I don't know. I don't know if they did that to keep us to watch the next season of the Housewives of Potomac. I don't know. It is still TV. I don't know. But yeah, this was a really good episode. I love the idea. The theme was you guys are stuck. Your energy is stuck and you got to get through it. I know a lot of us are stuck in our energy and we got to push through it. We've got to push through it. I know a lot of us have people that, you know, have moved on and stuff and we're stuck with them. We got to push through it. You got to push through it. We can't stay stuck in our circumstance. A lot of people get stuck. They get complacent in their energy. They get stuck in that pain. We get hurt. And we don't want to move on from that. But, yeah, I'm really glad that I watched Iyanla. And, I hope you guys are enjoying your Labor Day weekend. And I might get in here and make another video. Who knows? But, yeah. If y'all watched Iyanla tonight, what did you guys think about Iyanla tonight? Drop down in the comments and let me know. Be blessed.